Hello, everyone. I'm GR Reddy, the founder and chief facilitator for Husys Consulting Limited. Today, we actually decided to share our experiences being the first HR company ever listed on the National Stock Exchange, and also the we are we are based on NSE Emerge platform, and which is actually for MSMEs. There are a lot of questions that we keep getting from our partners and our clients, our friends. How did you get onto the platform, etc. So we, as a team of users, decided to go ahead and share our experiences with you today. So with me, I have Naresh, who's our director on the board, who's
Hi
been
all.
with the company, and he's been doing a great job in running our entire operations. Then I have Jyoti, a regional partner based out of Delhi, who's also been, and whoever is here on this show today, they're all part of the IPO team that we have gone through. And we have Francis Paul, who's our CFO. Then we have Saritha, who's our revenue head, who has actually helped us to continuously track our revenues from many years now. So let's go. So I'm actually going to share with you in terms of the today's presentation, like what we are really going to talk about is how did we go on NSE Emerge platform, which is we're going to share our experience, and probably this is for your future, hopefully, and that is where we thought we will share our experiences today. So basically, what we are going to cover as a team today is that how did we get onto a SME platform? Why we actually chose to be on an SME platform, and what kind of preparations that we did in the process, and how did we approach in terms of getting on to be listed, the entire preparation and the approach towards that. Also the listing time, what did we do, the activities that we did during the listing times. And of course, there are some important in terms of the upsides and the downside. What are the advantages? We want to share as much information as possible, so that if anybody today who wants to really take their company public tomorrow, maybe post-COVID situation, we should be able to share these experiences, which would be at least a base for each one of those SMEs in the country to be able to take these inputs and get on and go towards the dream of a country in terms of a 5 trillion economy in the next few years. So that's how I'm actually going to talk about today. And let's get on to the quickly on to what we wanted to get in here. So me and Naresh, we were just thinking about, okay, we are serving so many MSME companies, and how do we really position ourselves, and what do we do? So these are some of the issues that we had in mind when we actually thought of these. But why did we choose an Emerge platform? Is definitely the kind of visibility that we are talking about, and also I'm sure it's a kind of a great unique positioning of our company. And me and Naresh have talked about it quite a number of times, whether we should be there or not, because it's a big decision. Naresh, your thoughts on this could be helped.
See, one of the important thing which we felt is compliance and governance, that we want to show off to our client that we are a listed company. We have been driven by the systems and processes. And second fundamental thing was to make Hughes the debt-free company and make it a real strong story for MSMEs across.
Okay, excellent. I think that's the so one of the things that as an entrepreneur, what I do is that I would have taken a lot of risks, in terms of growing this organization to a next level. And in the process, we actually taken a lot of debt for investing into technology and etc. But then, that was not sufficient at a point of time. As an entrepreneur, we actually get stuck with no more, what do you say, the collaterals, right? So where do you go? I think that was one of the key challenge that I had as an entrepreneur, to really look at what are the other alternatives and avenues that we have. So I think that is where we have really focused on our preparation. So there are some things which are very important in terms of preparation, which probably I would just share it with you, and also our team from finance. They should be able to help us with this. Um, One of the very important aspects that I would like to share is that most of the MSME business owners, when they start their companies, they register the company, and then they say, okay, now I've registered a company with Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and I have, let's say, 1 lakh paid up capital and 100 shares, or maybe 1,000 shares of 10 rupees each. Something like that. They just keep it, and it will be forever. Actually, you might have actually done a lot of good work in terms of your company growth, etc. But there absolutely, even if you're doing 10 crores of sale or maybe 20 crores of sale, your number of shares remains where it is, because I think most of the times we don't really focus on how the investment that you made into the company is converted into the equities. I think that is very, very important. We felt when we looked at our share number of shares that are existing in the company over the last many years, and then we actually make sure that whatever the investments that we made, we converted actually into an equity. These investments can be more in terms of your money that you put in, and also sometimes your salary that you are not taking in, but you can take your salary, but make sure that you flow it back as your equity also will be one of the important aspect. And the other few definite things which I would like to say from um, the business owner's perspective is, many a times what we have seen, the small mid-sized enterprises, they always prepare a balance sheet based on how much tax that you want to save, or maybe how much tax. This is true. This is true that, okay, it always, sometimes it just goes back in a reverse calculation that, okay, this much tax barna hai, to that is how I'm going to really look at this way. So I think that's one basic thing that I think one must be very clear about it.